Me and Reggie did not have mics to start out. Welcome to episode what, Reggie?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 183 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. And rule number one of podcasting is unmute the mics if people gonna hear what you have to say.
Yeah, man, we'll get there. Y'all know what it is, man. You know, we just finished the mic check, ironically. Y'all go back and listen to it. We used to call it the pregame, but mic check is better because we're always trying to figure some stuff out. What's up, Sneaky? Shout out. Thank you for everybody joining us. Y'all know what it is. On episode 183 Monday Night Raw, we do HBCU news around the culture, followed by football or basketball. This time it's gonna be basketball and football. How you feeling, brother? We back?
I am ready to get into it. I think that you're probably doing a little bit better than me this time. Maybe. I don't know. I guess the HBCU, we cover a lot of bases here with this one. I guess we should start with an Hampton alum. I think that's the most fitting place, since I think last episode we closed HBCU with Monet Davis, Hampton alum. We should start out with Dante Abercrombie, Tennessee State hockey head coach.
Oh, yeah. So
we're going to let him
of TSU hockey.
I want that for sure.
Will the band be a part of TSU hockey?
I want that for sure. It's not my call. I'm not the band director, but talking out the side of your neck is something that I absolutely want played at a hockey game. Like, can you imagine the tubas blowing in? It doesn't matter which arena it is. It's going to be a local community rink or it could be Bridgestone Arena. That's something that the world loves. Like, that energy is something that hockey is ready for. I believe the hockey world in general wants this, so now we just have to continue to get the message out on platforms like yours.
They don't want it. Y'all blow them backing horns. Y'all beat on drum. But let me tell y'all right now, boy, Tennessee State coming there playing, talking out the side of y'all neck.
Listen. Y'all gonna be sick of us. Y'all done let us in swimming, rugby. Y'all done let us in soccer, field hockey. Now we in hockey, ice hockey. And guess what?
Sailing.
Guess what Howard did? Guess what
women?
Guess what Howard did for they swim meets? Brought the band. Guess what Tennessee State gonna do? Bring the band. Y'all gonna be mad at Minnesota. Oh, y'all not. Y'all can play us. Y'all gonna have fun anyway. You try to be like us anyway. We gonna be out there.
Fly to the bumblebee head ass. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. LSU, y'all already co-opted something that y'all have no business touching in the first place.
And
I
Florida
still
State,
don't like that.
State. Y'all be biting FAMU, and LSU be biting Southern. Y'all be trash.
I love that. Of course, the coach is Dante Abercrombie, once again, Hampton alum. And on top of that, it's Tennessee State. This is very black. This is black as hell. And yeah, y'all gonna be mad. And we don't care at all. At all. We support it. We love it. I want more of it. What you gonna do about it?
Speaking of Tennessee State, the football team made waves. We talked about Eddie George going to Bethune-Cookman. Eddie George going to Bowling Green State University. Well, they have replaced him with former DC Defenders head coach Reggie Barlow. Reggie Barlow coached in the XFL, where he was coach of the year, and before that he had experience coaching Alabama State as well. So he is now Tennessee State's next football head coach. He's been endorsed by Eddie George, and I think it's a great hire for the school. What about you?
Excellent hire. I know that for whatever reasons there were some shenanigans about possibly Jeff Fisher, whatever that is or was, don't matter. I think they made the right decision, and once again they've gotten somebody who culturally is very familiar with the game plan around there. And, you know, we want to branch out. We want to open these jobs to other people, but it's also about us maintaining and preserving the legacy at the same time. And this does that. Congratulations to Coach Barlow. Now you come in, you got to keep that. You got to keep the program rocking. And there are some tougher days ahead, I probably assume. With that being said, that's the reason they hired you for this job, because they knew you were capable. You got to do we got to get it figured out.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine if he follows. I don't think Eddie George left the cupboard bare Now the the transfer portal makes this interesting because you normally bring players that you're familiar with. So
Right.
I hope Eddie George doesn't leave it bare. But I mean, I'm not going to hold him to that standard of you have to do what Eddie George did in the first year. Eddie George in his last year won the conference. So I think he's, in terms of keeping it rolling, I think he's just going to have to not have a drastic drop off in the first year. And as long as you can do that, you'll be fine.
You know what the old people say? Just hold it in the road. Just hold it in the road.
Auburn. You want to go there? Auburn hires Norfolk State's Larry Vickers as its new head coach. Larry Vickers was the women's basketball head coach. He was the women's basketball head coach at Norfolk State, and they've won the MEAC. I think the last 2 years. They
Sneaky.
So shout out to
without a parachute, some say
Coach Vickers. Shout out to Coach Vickers. I will say folks were kind of talking about it. He had already accepted the job because he accepted the job the day after they were eliminated. But I think from what I've read is that he was really torn and he actually did not make a decision. He just was told that they were very interested in him in the job. And then afterwards, after the game, they kind of, they kind of started ramping up the talks. And you can't be mad at him, man. This is a great opportunity.
Right. This is Norfolk State. We just talked about them last week. They had a fantastic run. I don't think did they lose any games or they had the longest streak, whatever it was. They had a fantastic season. You have to strike while the iron is hot. We understand. You should understand. If you don't, that's the reason you listen to us. Remember, like, follow, subscribe. The move from Norfolk to Auburn, what are we talking about here? It's a game changer. It's a salary changer. That's a life changer. That's everything changes. Everything. Your address change. The people you talk to.
Norfolk State is smart. If Norfolk State is smart, you keep in contact with him because more than likely he's going to take his staff with him and they're going to be looking for head coaches. They're going to be looking for head coach opportunities. But you can also kind of learn the tricks of the NIL. I think the biggest thing for when you have a coach leave an HBCU on good standings and go to a PWI is that the NIL setup and the way that they do things taxes wise, all of that stuff set up is in a whole different ballpark than because of the resources they're working with. So if you can plan ahead and work with them, and not even with them, work with the coach and kind of say, okay, this is how we doing things or something like that. I think it could go a long way for building the program from the outside in. So, I mean,
and having in a world now where there is more free agency, I tell you all the time, to have the opportunity to have, okay, well, you go to Auburn. Well, Auburn's going to have some players. They're probably not coming back next year. You know, the best thing that Norfolk State can probably do is get some of those leftovers. Oh, well, you struggling at Auburn? And we give you some money. We give you some shine over here. And for a lot of players, that's what they need. They just need another place to go. Hey, this isn't working out for me right now. And you have the
basketball is it too. Right.
And
now.
It's not like Norfolk State is in a place where they were struggling. They just won the MEAC. They just played their ass off. So if you go into a program that's doing well, you're going to be able to be the big fish in a small pond. This might be the perfect opportunity, and you get an education. We don't talk about that nearly enough. Hey, man, transfer them credits, finish up your schooling, and then decide whatever the hell you want to do. To me,
Tennessee State making moves, coaches moving up. Norfolk State doing the same. They got Mike Vick. I'm interested to see who they get to replace Coach Vickers. Keeping it in women's basketball. Southern University Lady Jaguars become the first ever SWAC women's team to win the NCAA tournament game. They beat a team. I don't remember. I was watching.
You see somebody. We see you going home.
Oh, UC San Diego. Oh, shout out to my boy. It's UC San Diego San Diego has a very diverse population, and it was reflected on the team. But they was cooking from three, but they just couldn't do nothing else. Southern University Lady Jaguars, they had Coach of the Year. They won the SWAC. and beat Jackson State. They won the SWAC tournament, regular season and tournament champs, and they ended up winning this game. And then, of course, they had to go against the number 1 seed UCLA, which, I mean, the game went about as well as it could for them in that game. But the fact that they made history, this is great. And they're just going to keep building from there. I think they're going to end up being favored to win the SWAC next year as well.
Yeah, fantastic season. Once again, the first team ever. Put a banner up for that. And you know, that's what goes into the Sports Hall of Fame. Nobody did it before us.
That's
my jersey. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, UC San Diego, see yourself back to the crib. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Peace.
Hey, man, fundamentally sound. They were pretty good. This is not funny. It caught me by surprise. I've never seen this before. So James Colsey is FAMU's new head coach. Well, it was named head coach, right? He also is moonlighting as an SEC umpire, where he was calling the pitches or home plate umpire for the Auburn Mississippi State game.
Hey, man.
Nothing wrong with it. Get paid.
I don't see nothing wrong with a black man with 2 good jobs. and none of y'all better say nothing about nor ball nor strike. Young man, I put my hands on you, and I teach people to tackle for a living. So you keep playing with me, things will get real. This is dope, though. This is the guy who we all think we probably are in our head, the sports enthusiast. But no, I'm a head coach and I'm an umpire. I just know sports in and out. Don't talk to me about anything, whatever you think that you know, not the nth degree of information that I do. Congratulations. You kicking ass, bro.
I wonder, are there any rules? Because, I mean, if I'm there, you know, it'd be players that play 2 sports. Like, they come in and they were former football players that play baseball, or they do both, or they're walk-ons. Man, if you ain't really playing too well. I know a school down in Tallahassee, or over, because Auburn is over. A school over in Tallahassee. I mean, you know.
You think he doing the Jedi mind trick recruiting?
Yeah, why would you not?
Hey, son, you don't look like you're the best baseball player. But what I can do is interest you in some football.
You could be a defensive end, son. Like, I mean, like, bro, like, why not? Now, I'm sure there's some regulations, some tampering or something. But right now, I would try it because we in the Wild Wild West. I mean, at this point, ain't really no rules. I would have all of the FAMU board at every game I umpire. Every single one. Don't matter. We offering money. Checks. You don't like it here. That's cool, though. Shout out to Cozy. Speaking of football coaches, Tony Carter, new head coach for Central State University. Young brother. He was announced, what was that, 2 days ago, as the new Central State University head coach. So congratulations, Tony Carter.
Yes, congratulations. Another great hire as they continue to, you know, stabilize and build that program. I mean, there's not much to say other than I think they're gonna have another good season.
They didn't another good season. Were they great last year?
I think that they were okay-ish. I don't know if they had the greatest season.
Well, you know that them and that I will say he's definitely gonna have a lot of support. I'm sure Stephen A. Smith. You know, he always goes to Central State for the HBCU. He goes to that Central State Kentucky State Classic. He's a former NFL cornerback and has coached at the professional and collegiate level. So he is one of the guys that could definitely relate to the players. He's young enough to be able to be in tune with the players and learn about all of this NIL stuff. And he's been at the professional level. So he brings, at this point, when you make a head coaching hire, you also have to make a head coaching hire that's going to be able to raise money. And the fact that he's coached in all of these different places at different levels, he's seen NIL, transfer portal, etc. He has it. So as HBCUs, as you can see, the theme of these coaches and that we're hiring is people that have connections to be able to hit the transfer portal and raise money. And I think Tony Carter is one of those guys.
And you have to do more of hit the ground running. It's not the ramp up that you've had in the past. where you've been able to kind of do those type of things. Now you got to, hey, can you raise money on day one? Can you recruit on day one? Can you win on day two? Can you like these people in the interview? Ed Reed. That just isn't
Edward.
There's no opportunity for the warm up that players, I mean, what coaches I think have had in the past.
Yep. So again, great hire. Can't wait to see everything there. And then I guess this will be the final.
No.
The final thing we talk about.
We'll get both of them.
Okay. You want to do Alabama State first, or
no? Do it last.
Alabama State. All right. Well, we'll start out with RIP to Dr. Walter L. Lovett. He is a longtime athletic director and Hampton football coach. He passed away on the 18th, 2025. He's from Hampton, so he is a homegrown
real 757.
757. Pledged his love and support to Hampton for basically his entire life. So we want to send T's and P's, thoughts and prayers, love and condolences to his family. Celebrate the life of Dr. Walter T. Lovett.
In the CIAA Hall of Fame, if I remember correctly, he coached at Hampton and Virginia State. His record is somewhere like 52-48. But longtime Hamptonian, longtime football coach. I think he won 2 championships. And he was coaching when it was Hampton Institute.
Yeah, a lot of the older players reached back out. One of the comments says he was one of the main reasons I transferred to HU was to play for Dr. Lovett. Thank you, Dr. Lovett, for all that you did for me and my son that played while you were the athletic director.
Sheesh.
So impact and legacy go far beyond the body. So shout out to Dr.
Speaking of impact and legacy, and we're going to try this, and it's going to act right. Wow.
3.4 saves are made.
Hold on. We're going to restart that so y'all can see this. Alabama State. This is St. Francis at 16 versus Alabama State. This is the very last play of the game. And I'm going to give y'all some sound, but I ain't going to blow your ears off. How about that? And we're going to go 1, 2.
3.4 seconds left, and here we go. This is where dreams are made.
We're going for it all.
Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh! Layup! 0.7 seconds left. Alabama State in front.
They decided to go for the gusto on that play and threw it the length of the court, thinking that somebody was going to get a hand on it. But watch this, Bureau. Everybody gets a hand on it, and they get a friendly, more than friendly bounce to get a shot.
Just knock it down, son. That's all I can hear is just knock it down, son. And they didn't. And we
so that was a playing game for the tourney. And St. Francis had to play Alabama State. They did the full court heave. And the joke is, it's kind of like the Hail Mary in football. If you know you can't catch it, just try to tip it up in the air. And that's what they did. And Amar Knox caught the ball for Alabama State and scored and won. And Alabama State, SWAC school, got I believe, their first tournament win. Shout out to Southern and shout out to Alabama State. Funny story, Amar Knox for Alabama State, the one that scored the bucket, and Southern Jaguars starting point guard Dakia Sanders are engaged. And they both won that weekend. That was kind of the talk of the HBCU sports world. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, and if you were on Instagram, all the black people celebrated.
Every time.
This one is for the blacks.
For les blancs. Yes, sir. Let me
walk.
Man.
Yes,
sir.
That was beautiful. And I think that is
fun. Yes, sir. But we come to the end of the HBCU news around the culture. We talked about a bunch of things today. Y'all let us in, and we ain't never leaving. And we bringing the band. RIP.
That's what he said.
Love it. I don't know. Is that what he said about bringing the band?
Hey.
RIP. No, stop it. We gonna take a break. Y'all go get y'all beverage. You are terrible. Go get y'all beverage, and if you understand why we laughing, then you right there with us with the flaming draws going to hell too. We got some hoops we gonna talk about, basketball, NCAA, NFL, Hawks talk, as well as
Reggie gonna try to convince me that the trade that I think is a good trade is a bad trade.
That is a lie. I'm just saying you can't make that comparison, but we'll talk about it. Y'all go get y'all beverage. You know what time it is. Norwood already told you. He said, "Hey, you know we mic check, we sober. HBCU, we serious, and then we get to shenanigans for the last
drink responsibility." As Key Sweat said, it's that time, and that's what we gonna do. And that's
If y'all ever have a chance, go see Key Sweat at a concert,
or
it
don't
may not
just
be
watch.
Singing. It
just
may not
just
be
watch.
Singing,
just watch at the house.
Send him a bottle of Hennessy, and you will be entertained for hours. You like, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back.
We shall be right back. We'll be right back soon as I can find the screen. Like, follow, subscribe.
Hey, SplashCast listeners, are you ready to dive into some exciting opportunities with us? The SplashCast is now open for brand partnerships, advertisements, and sponsorships. We want your business to make a splash with our audience. Picture your brand reaching all of our loyal and passionate listeners who love our weekly content. From HBCU news around the culture to our splashes of the week, we cover it all. If you're looking for a dynamic platform to showcase your products or services, look no further. Reach out to us at diveteammedia@gmail.com. That's diveteammedia@gmail.com. Or visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com for more details. Hey. Welcome, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our basketball segment of episode.
Trying to hit him with the shoulder, hit him with the shoulder.
I like that. Shout out to Mark the Mogul, man, our in-house producer.
And send the pack, man. Don't make me get back in your DMs and have to harass you again. It's my line, brother. Y'all relax.
We are back with our hoop segment, episode 183 of the SplashCast. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share this link out if you're watching it, or if you're listening back, tell somebody to come and listen and follow. Got a few things we're gonna talk about today. NCAA, interesting NIL, Liberty head coach as well. Then we got some Hawks talk, and then we're gonna talk about some other teams, the Bulls, and again, I'm gonna make fun of the Knicks because I want to troll y'all and told y'all we were right, and y'all could try to tell us that we were wrong, but hey, even y'all own player. With that being said, let's start out with Amir Khan, let's start out with Amir Khan.
There we go. Big Aura himself. This is McNeese State's manager, Amir Aura Khan. He has over $100,000 in NIL earnings through, I think, 6 or 7 different guys. If you remember, if you watch Instagram, you watch sports, he's the guy who you saw come out when McNeese was coming out and they was playing No Flocking by Kodak Black. And I don't know if they called it, they call it aura, I call it vibes or whatever you want to call it, but he was flexing when he came out. With that being said, from that, he has 12 NIL deals, all totaling well into the 6 figures. Buffalo Wild Wings, Tick Pig, TurboTax are his 3 biggest. Congratulations. You got to be at the right time. You got to be at the right place, and you got to do something different. And he does it. And the team supports him, and that's what I really like. The basketball team is right there.
I've never been more jealous. I was never jealous of NIL. Never. I was like, man, they all need to get paid. Get your money. Man, let me tell you. This sports, what is that? Manager profession or volunteer is definitely about to grow. If I knew that I could get $100,000 a year for being a manager on top of and I'm sure they get a scholarship or whatever, bruh, I'd have been a manager for the Hampton football team. Why not? I carry the boombox. 100,000? Gee, I'll be out there.
No, but see, this is a trick bag. What this does is this tricks people into believing that they could do that. You can't do that. There are countless, and I do mean countless other managers not getting paid anything. This kid did it right. Don't mean you're gonna do it right. So
yeah, you're right.
You could very well be the unpaid guy. So for me, it's about him finding his thing and committing to it, and the team supporting him. They are in all the interviews, everything. They right there. They're full support of him, man. It's dope to see, and I'm glad to see him getting paid. I want to see these players get paid. If managers can get paid, whoever, as far as a student athlete, whatever, y'all get the money, get it, man. It took too long, and you're still not getting enough. So yeah, for all of the times they put him on TV, I know McNeese loves to see him on TV because I don't know
growing the brand.
I don't know where the hell McNeese State is, but I know him. So could be both. Don't care. At the end of the day, that's what matters, man.
That's in Louisiana, Lake Charles. But yeah, so the reason I said I'm not really. If you remember, there was a football manager. There was a football manager named they called the Red Rocket down at Florida State. He would like hustle down the sideline. That's one guy that I know would have made $100,000. He used to like push the Miami. I remember just specifically Florida State, Miami, Florida State, Florida. He would always push the players off of him. He would like protect the players. He'd be in the middle of it. So I know he would have got some money. But shout out to the aura, as you said, and that comes from anime. This is the anime generation. So aura, not
and as you know from the group chat, I am the last person to have any anime. I just finished my first anime. Congrats. It's my first anime last night. Pantheon is fire.
Round of applause.
I'm trying to be in the group and not have to leave every time they talk about anime. So, and people who probably just need to leave. This is Liberty's head coach.
I forgot.
Hey, big dog. I don't even know this man's name.
Carlos Boozer Sr. That's
his name. Liberty Flames head coach Richie McKay has gone.
Oh, I can't laugh though. I'm
viral, dog. Yes, you can make peace with it, bro. This is my last year, my 30s. When it's gone, it's gone. But before it'll be gone, I won't do wrong. This is wrong. This is incorrect. This is against the rules. It ain't nothing but a George Jefferson with a Beijing on the front.
Oh, boy. And I mean, why would you
El Camino haircut? He got a car truck.
That looks awful. And they use such dark Beijing, but didn't color the rest of his hair. He still got gray hair in the rest of his head. So that means
in the
only
back.
His
artificial intelligence in the front.
He only got black hair where the hair ain't there. That's the only place. And
don't worry, this is the cover of the podcast. Big Richie. I don't care nothing about his team. I don't know if they won or if they lost.
They lost. They lost. I can tell you they lost because I wouldn't look at no plays. I'd be staring at his hairline the whole game. Like, man, who? Somebody came to your house and sprayed your head and lined that up.
You know how good these players got to be? Because the first time Coach Richie said something to me, boy, if you don't get away from me with that lineup you got.
If I'd have paid him, I would. If you're gonna do that, just go ahead and cut the half off and get the little toupee glue. Just do that. If you're gonna do that, I'd rather get the toupee glue.
And then it's low. It's your hair is uneven. It's low on the front here and high on the back here. Hey, bro.
Yeah, I come on home before I do that. I come on home, bro.
Dog.
Now we've seen some people that we went to school with that had that too. Now Ain't gonna call no name.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I get down bad like that, y'all just go ahead and get me in the middle of the night. Yeet, no, don't worry about it, dog. You good. You are good. Just let it go.
It ain't gonna grow back.
Right. That little back right there. It's like Madagascar, just holding on.
I said you got a peninsula. A plateau, if you will.
We begin to rock. Steady.
A plateau, if you will.
No, what's the joint that's smaller than a plateau that nobody cares about?
Oh, bro, I don't know. I ain't took earth science since 6th grade. I don't know what you talking about.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find
a
it.
hill?
That
A mountain?
That mesa. That's the mesa. That ain't no black.
Ooh, mesa. That boy. That boy got the LeBron Starfish for his hairline. Bro. That looks bad. It looked like it got dinosaur fossils in his head.
And it's like, oh, number one, he thought he was gonna kill him with this. Number one,
he did.
Number two,
he did.
It's a barber out there like, please do not mention my name. I did the best I could. Why that? But why?
Shout out to the cameraman for being petty.
I need a.
You ain't have to zoom in like this. You ain't have to zoom in like
this. Because this other side over here look like it's about to like is curling. All right, I'm gonna ask two more questions. I'm getting out of here. So, do you comb it or do you pick it?
Pick it. You pick it and then pat it back down.
Pick it back.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Pick it back.
Yep.
Bro, you better. You better learn how to let it go. Let it go, baby. That hair is a TKO.
He look bad, man. He looks bad.
Mm.
I wouldn't have done that. That brings. If you would have just left it what it is, you would have just been more respected.
What it is. Man, I don't know exactly what to say, and that means it is time for us to move to. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. We've been waiting all week.
White, 6th man of the year.
And I've been telling y'all I ain't gonna say forever, but for a solid amount of time, I am very interested in Josh Giddey for Trae Young. For me personally, and let me be very clear, Josh Giddey, Lonzo Ball, and probably a first for Trae Young. But I think that's the really right idea. I also, me and you about to have this conversation. Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso straight up is a terrible deal. I want to hear your opinion on that and on Trae. Let's dance.
Josh Giddey, I mean, I think any decent player on the Bulls right now, I mean, Coby White ain't never had 44-5, 35-5, 36-3. They ain't nowhere to pass the ball. Zach LaVine is gone, so those two guys have the ball, and there's nobody else on that team. So Lonzo ain't really a scorer first. He's a facilitator. So I do agree Josh Giddey's good. I don't know. First of all, I don't know that $88 million is going to get it. I don't know if I would trade him for Trae, but he is 6'8". Like, he's 6'8", and getting those rebounds is good, but I don't know if Chicago's going to trade for him. I think Chicago's going to build around these two. I don't think that trade is possible.
So let me address that first part. Coby White, you're right. You don't have LaVine, but Coby White has made himself like the Bulls could have traded Coby White a long time ago. Coby White has been on the team for a minute. They're keeping him because he's the comboist of guards, if that makes sense. Like, he's not like your traditional point guard. He plays a little kind of out of control, but he tries hard, and look at the field goal percentage. He ain't chucking either.
No, he gets to the basket. His thing is he can get to the bucket. But I mean, the same thing you say for Okongwu, you're not really this good. Coby White, you're not really this good. So if you're gonna do it, and if
no. Coby White
Okongwu,
is probably a 6-man.
all the things you said about Okongwu, trading high, this is when you do it. Peak asset, this is what you should do with Coby.
I agree.
This is
I agree.
Because I don't think he's this good. You know, now I'm not saying he's this bad either, but this reminds me of THT.
Oh,
like
no,
when he had
LeBron,
he had like a good 10, he had a good half a season where everybody thought he was good. Yeah.
Okay, playing with LeBron is different.
When you play with, what I'm saying, there was an outlier that multiplied him. Whether it was playing with LeBron or not playing with anybody else, we knew that wasn't him. So what I'm interested to see is,
fair enough, I give you that,
is going forward. If I had to choose between these two, I would definitely keep Giddey, and Coby White is who I would go try to build around. Giddey and Lonzo. I've got my backcourt, my starting point guard, and my backup point guard, and I'm gonna get everybody else right, and I'm gonna sell that to everybody that those two guards can get me every night, can get me 15 to 20 assists, which means I can get somebody else 15 to 20 shots.
1 point of order now. Last year, on 79 games, Coby White averaged 19 points, might as well say 38% from 3, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Last year. This year, 20 points, 36% from 3, 3.6 rebounds, 4.4 assists. So it's not like it's an aberration. He is a solid basketball player. This is with Levine, and last year they had what's the name too, right? DeMar. So I think that he doesn't have the game that people enjoy watching the most, but he ain't no slouch.
I never said he was a slouch. I said what we see on the screen is not him. 44, 29.
40. No. 40,
29.
Yeah, no, that's a lie. No. It'll lie.
Now,
it's a lie.
to get back to why I said that Alex Caruso trade necessarily isn't a loss. I viewed it as a win-win trade, and I think it's a terrible comparison. To me, that's like trading you got a starting quarterback, but your backup quarterback turns out to be good, and you need a nose tackle. So you trade your backup quarterback for a nose tackle. You're not going to compare the backup quarterback or the starting quarterback for the team to the nose tackle you got. You're not going to compare those stats. Alex Caruso is not anything but defensive player. He is the nose tackle. That's why they traded for him. Josh Giddey is the quarterback. He has the ball in his hands 100% of the time he's on the court. So his stats are always going to be inflated versus Caruso. Caruso ain't never going to get no shots. OKC got 8 shooters better than him on that team. 8. Right now. Right now. They missed him and got better.
The only thing with that, what OKC is I think when they traded him, they didn't expect to play for a championship the next season. If you knew that this season was going to be this good, then you keep getting, you go all in. And
you don't. You forget off the court. That was a driving force for them trading him.
Yes, you're right. But with that being said, I just don't think you make this trade because I think that Giddey gets you to I don't think you can stop them with Giddey on this team.
Probably not. But if Caruso is healthy with having Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet and Caruso and Dort, and I mean, defensively, that is, I mean, like, sure. And you already got Shy. Like, you would have had to bring Giddey off the bench, which means he's not going to average whatever we just saw, 19. He's not going to have anything close to that because he's off the bench.
Or you could just, I mean,
not taking the ball out of Shai's hand?
No, but what I'm saying is, out of Shai, like, well, you're right. Shai is a lead guard. But when he comes out of the game, then you have Giddey. And then you close the game with all of the above. I'm telling you right now, and I think that the world is just now coming around to Giddey is really good. Like I've tried to tell y'all for at least a little bit of time.
They knew he was good. It's the off the court. If he didn't have the off the court problem, he would still be in OKC.
And just like I told y'all with Buzelis, he is going to be a problem too. That kid is good.
Yeah, he dunked on Luka.
And he gave them like 34 points. And I was like, y'all didn't. I've been trying to tell y'all he's a killer too. If the Bulls and Billy Donovan could get their life together and find a direction for this team would be good. But they just don't have any directions.
They need a big. They need a few bigs. They need to get rid of Patrick Williams. They need a 4.
He gotta go.
They need a 3. No, and they need a 4. They need a 4. They need 2 4s and 2 5s.
You know what I'm gonna tell you to do? I'm taking my 2027 draft pick because I'm not taking this year or next year. And I'm gonna trade you Patrick Williams. I'm gonna give you my first. I just need you to get this contract off my books. You got to take him. He got to go somewhere else.
I don't know if you can go get, but they need a 4 badly.
Plenty. There are plenty of.
Go get Bobo. All them point guards you got over there. Shoot.
Call and see if you can get Lauri Markkanen back.
John Collins.
But or Utah has too many guys who play the 4. Because don't forget, they also got Taylor Hendricks, whose leg fell off at the beginning of the season. That's really the guy who John Collins is supposed to be on the bench.
And Filipowski just decided to play well.
A bucket. I'm trying to tell you. I was like, hey, he's shooting that shit. So there's going to be a log jam at 4 in Utah. Give me. You can't play them all. Give me whatever you don't want. I'll take.
Yeah.
And you get Patrick Williams.
You need a 4. And then if you get rid of Patrick Williams, they still need they need a front court. But yeah, the Bulls have the backcourt foundation if they keep Lonzo, Coby, and Giddey. They got the and
Buzelis. You
can't remember his name. I heard Buzelis. I couldn't remember his name. But Buzelis, if they got them 4, they're gonna be
It's very reminiscent of how Orlando and the Rockets looked like a year ago, where you're like, well, they kind of got the players. You need a coach, and then you just need a little bit of direction. And then that's the reason teams like Miami, you got to keep your head on a swivel because you can get out of there. Now, them getting Kyle Ware was a good pickup for them. But now they just need guards.
Breaking news: JuJu had to be carried off the court in the NCAA tournament. They think it's something with her knee. So as we hear more, read more, we'll keep y'all posted. Boy, that was a hell of a transition to this topic. I did not mean for that to happen. But I have, and I'm gonna say it because that's the name of the segment. But no, I don't wish this for JuJu. T's and P's. We hope you're all good. But speaking of legs falling off, the Knicks are, as we shout out to CP the franchise, Knicks Fan TV says, get used to the Kolick minutes. Sources tell Knicks Fan TV Deuce McBride will miss multiple games with a growing strain. So now you had the Iron Man telling y'all, hey, we playing all these minutes. All these players getting hurt with the same injuries, knees, ankles, all of those things, growing stuff, where all of those same injuries. And now everything that is happening, we've been telling y'all happens with Thibs. And all the Knicks fans, that's the only reason that I wanted to put this on here, because I want to tell y'all, told you so. And I don't wish any ill on any player, but we told y'all, and y'all kept trying to kill us. You kept, shout out to Mike Wortham. Shout out, you sent us all them messages and stats about Thibs and minutes played for Jalen Brunson and all them things, and all of them got hurt. All of them. So, like, I understand that y'all have an affinity, and we're from the outside looking in, and we're probably really irrational when it comes to the Hawks, Falcons, and Braves. But y'all have got to admit, and Thibs he is a great coach for 75% of the season. And then for the last 25% of the season, everybody's going to get hurt and their legs going to fall off. every single time.
Not my problem. I y'all like to do this. Y'all traded for one starting lineup and no backups. And now you're going to play the guy that you haven't developed all season when you could have just played him and had him ready. I like Kolick a lot. I think Deuce McBride is cool, but I don't think that he's a answer for your backup point guard position. But you guys are so committed to winning regular season games. This is what you get. You got 5 players, and you expect them to do everything. And it ain't gonna work. But I don't have to convince any. I'm not gonna sit here and harp on it. Good luck and Godspeed. I don't trust y'all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hold on to the 3, 4, 5 seed and hope everybody else gets healthy and y'all can make a run in the playoffs. But we'll see.
Y'all can't beat good teams. That means you win the first round, maybe, if you get lucky. The GOAT gets sent home. And then you deal with the second apron. Because Karl Anthony Towns ain't cheap. OG Anunoby ain't cheap. You gave up 18 million draft picks for Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson. That's it. And you got no draft picks. You said what?
They need a bench. They need a bench bad.
You know what they're going to end up doing? They're going to trade Mikal Bridges for picks. And I was thinking, how do we make that happen? But I just don't see him being able. He's going to go to a place and start.
Who, Mikal Bridges?
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go to a place and start. He can go to anywhere. He can go anywhere and start. Especially, he's not a.
I don't know if he goes in. I mean,
the Knicks have a first round pick this year, a second round pick this year, a second round pick this year, a first round pick next year, 2 seconds next year, a second round in 2027, and a first round in 2028. Yeah, they got picks. They just gave up all them other picks that they got. They had like 15 or something
they
like that.
They had a war chest of picks at one point, and I feel like they gave them like those were valuable to me. Like, hey, let's.
I would have used those to get Giannis.
That's the part is
because you gave up picks for Karl Anthony Towns too. Remember,
specifically now, those cheap players you're gonna have to be able to. You have to be able to make it on cheap players now. That second apron, there's no more Golden State in this thing through. Like, all right, well, let's just spend our money and do it. Nah, now you're gonna have to figure out ways to get these guys who are not cheap. I mean, who are cheap, and get them on your team. That's the reason Karis LeVert. I want him, but if we can get something for him, I'm not against that either.
Yep. But we've come to the end of our basketball segment of episode 183 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back for football. Going to talk about some college football.
No, we're going to talk about your team and driving places.
Par for the course. At this point, par for the course. And then we'll talk about some NFL news.
Can y'all get an NIL Uber deal?
Not a bad Drew. Like, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back.
Hey,
SplashCast fans. Are you ready to take your obsession to the next level? Join the SplashCast community on Instagram and our own Facebook page for an immersive experience like never before. Get in on the action with lively discussions, fiery debates, and a community that's as passionate as you are. Our social media platforms are buzzing with the latest podcast news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with fellow SplashCast enthusiasts. Dive into the conversation, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, or go to www.splashcast.com to join now.
We are back for the final segment, the football segment. And I'm feeling good, feeling great. you feeling, big dog?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 183 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. Got my little brewery going. Got my little brew going over here. Got a few things we're gonna talk about today. Got a few things we're gonna talk about today.
You know how hard it was for me not to bring up that haircut one more time.
I'd have brought it up every time. I might print that out, put that on my door at work.
If you don't want me, don't talk to me.
We got a few things we'll talk about in football today. We got college football and then, of course, pro football. Not a lot to talk about, but we got a few things. Let's start out with Colorado.
All right, let's.
Colorado has made another star-studded hire, hiring Byron Leftwich as their quarterbacks coach to add to Marshall Faulk.
Ain't he a Super Bowl champion, coach? Wasn't he on that Tom Brady?
Yes, he was offensive coordinator for the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, well, no, that's 4 Super Bowl coaches. Deion, multiple Super Bowls. Warren Sapp, Super Bowl. Marshall Faulk, Super Bowl. Byron Leftwich, Super Bowl coach. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl.
And they just got what's the defensive tackle that gave Tua that first concussion against?
Yep, him. I know you're talking about.
For the Bengals. He's their defensive line coach. So along with Warren Sapp. So you have an all-pro and a Hall of Famer as your defensive line coach. Only a decade or two past their prime. This is a great hire. Fantastic. But
this is a guy we've been a champion for. Thought he deserved at least an OC job, if not probably a head coaching job. And then for whatever reason, things just kind of went left. I think that Deion is doing a fantastic job of reclaiming guys, polishing them up, and preparing them to go back out into the world and get another chance. I want to see Leftwich do well. This is great. The one thing that I've always said about Deion is, hey, you just lost your door. You've been coaching him his entire life. You got to now produce at the quarterback position much faster. These guys got to have immediate turnaround. And Julian, I can't think his last name. Looks like he's going to win a job out there. But adding Leftwich to this is the right decision at the right time.
yeah, Deion is kind of. You knew there were some things from Nick Saban that were going to rub off on Deion because they were so close at one point. Saban did the same thing. If you remember, I mean, he took Sark. What's the dude from Tennessee? As a coach. He used to always be a reclamation. Lane Kiffin. He's been a reclamation project for a lot of coaches. Deion is doing the same thing, but also giving coaches an opportunity who keep getting passed over, especially us. All of these coaches, Byron Leftwich, Marshall Faulk, have been looked over in the coaching world at some point. Byron Leftwich should have been a head coach a long time ago. You have Warren Sapp, who has been wanting to be a coach for forever, but for whatever reason couldn't get in. I like that Deion is giving them an opportunity. I would like him to go look at he was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He went to be I would love for Eric Bieniemy to get his way over to Colorado.
You know that's where he went to school.
Yes. I would love for him to go over there with Deion and maybe be a assistant offensive coordinator, running backs coach, or something, assistant running backs coach. That would be great.
Deion seems to have a very realistic approach. He's, everybody has their group me and they talk about sports in it. He seems to be kind of running out of that. Oh, well, you're right. Warren Sapp is probably a great defensive coach. He's probably the perfect guy. Let me call him and see if he wants to come. Oh, you want to talk about running backs coach? Who better than Marshall Faulk? Oh, Byron Leftwich? You mean the guy who was on the same team who coached Tom Brady and with Bruce Arians, and Todd Bowles was there and knows what Leftwich uniquely knows what it looks like. No shade to Jameis, but the difference between what a Jameis-led offense and what a Tom Brady-led offense is. And I mean, Jameis is not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination, in my opinion, but there's just a next 2 or 3 level ascension till you get to TB12. And Leftwich was able to see it up close and personal. So he's a guy who just has the experience.
Yeah, and if they win, they're gonna end up going somewhere and being either a college coach or a pro coach, or Deion, if you meant what you said, when some of these HBCU jobs open up, if they're an analyst or a QB coach or something like that, maybe they go get some head coaching experience down there.
And I mean, I'll be honest, win or lose, if Leftwich can get Julian to look like what he's supposed to look like, he's done his job. Defense and all the rest of that, they're gonna do whatever they want to. If he can produce if Colorado can produce another elite quarterback,
Heisman Trophy finalist,
I don't even think you got to be that good. If you give me a guy Jackson Dart level, Colorado's not known for quarterbacks. That's not their bad. And let's be real, as 2 teams in the SEC, we're not producing these level quarterbacks either. If the bar is low key in hell, it wouldn't take much.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So, other news, interesting. So Deion proposed like a Jamboree style inter team.
Julian Lewis, I remember.
Yeah, from Carrollton. Deion proposed like a Jamboree style or inter squad scrimmage between teams instead of having the spring game. As you know, the spring game is starting to be phased out from a lot of big programs because players get hurt.
They don't want to show you what they got. That's what it really is.
They don't want to show you what they got. They don't want players to get hurt. I know Georgia, because of how strong, especially in the SEC, because of how physical it is, and players now are like literally fighting to get onto the field and get money. You know, players are getting hurt more. I think Georgia lost a running back for every year. Every year we lose a running back. Fortunately, we got 5 of them. But you know, it's that thing. So instead, he said, let's kind of play a controlled scrimmage against somebody else. And Coach Fran Brown from Syracuse readily accepted and said, yeah, we'll come out there and play in this spring. And now it's been reported that the 2 schools are in preliminary negotiations to make this happen and get some paperwork done. That's pretty dope. I like it. Good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think that I got to give Deion credit. He's kind of written specifically the Black Coach Playbook of this is how I need to run my team. These are the things that I need to make important. And I think you see a lot of young Black coaches, Fran included, who are, this puts me in a different light. And this goes right into him. He's instituted practice schedules. They also have a financial literacy class they all have to take. But what I also saw today is they have what they call the Syracuse 60. Within 60 days of you graduating, he is committed to getting you a job in your field. And I was like, you smoking it. That, he's like, yeah, if you're criminal justice, he explained he was a criminal justice student. Whatever it is in your field, he's trying to get you into a job in your field that pays well within 60 days. And I give Deion a lot of credit for kind of setting the precedent for it being more than just football. And I give Fran Brown a lot of credit for taking that mantle, seeing that that's the right operation, and pretty much taking off with it immediately.
Fran Brown definitely took notes from Deion. I think Deion. I don't think Deion came up with Coach Prime. I think that was kind of given to him, and he ran with it, and now it's part of a marketing brand. Everything that Deion did at Jackson State and now at Colorado, he has taken it and marketed it to make the brand bigger. If you look at Fran Brown in the post about the Syracuse 60, he's wearing a shirt that says "Winners get washed." That's a callback to when he says if he loses a game, he feels like he doesn't deserve to take a shower. We said that's nasty, but he's learning from the school of Deion, the black coach's playbook, as you said, and he's marketing himself. So for Deion to then introduce this scrimmage, this NFL style preseason scrimmage, because that's really what the preseason is for NFL.
Right.
We don't really play preseason games. You don't really see them. They have the scrimmages after practicing with each other for 3 days. He's trying to bring that to college football. Is genius. And Fran Brown, like, yeah, it's working. And one of the things that a lot of parents are asking, especially with kids that are brands now, is what can you do for my child after school? Like, how are you going to commit to getting them a job? Because Syracuse has one of the biggest and most influential networks in corporate America, specifically in journalism.
They have a strong NBA program too. Like, you don't play.
So for them to be able to commit to use those resources is thinking out. It's not thinking outside of the box, but it's putting everything on Front Street. It's making a commitment, which is what people want.
It's a way to get parents to be locked in with their kid. I know that, all right, well, I can send my son there and, you know, he's going to teach him how to be a man. He's going to teach him what it means to lose and to win. And then if your son's not going to go to the NFL, which the vast majority of these students are not, I'm committed to getting them into a job, which, I mean, we know what the job market is like. We've been a part of graduating and finding a job in your field, and being able to putting emphasis on using the Syracuse network to do that it's intentional and intelligent.
I think even from a different standpoint, it definitely, and this will be my last thought, we can move on to the University Speedway down here in Athens. This is also no, because this is a serious thought. There we are. But Fran Brown, by committing to get you a job in your field, will attract a lot of grad students too. So not only will you get freshmen and parents and all those things, all of those transfer guys that have a 5th year of eligibility that are 23 and grown, all of those, if I transfer to Syracuse and get my master's in whatever, like my cousin went to Jacksonville State after he played at Georgia Tech to get his criminal justice master's degree, you can now do that at Syracuse. By doing that at Syracuse and getting the grad chap, now I'm also leveling the playing field because I got grown players, older players, versus I indoctrinating a lot of freshmen. So I think it's on twofold. So that's great. It's a fantastic thing.
Too fast, too furious.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Wait. Nitro Toggle, you knew you was gonna get you.
The Georgia Bulldogs had 2 players arrested for speeding and reckless driving in Dodge Chargers and Hellcats. Nitro Tuggle being 1, and Marquise Easley being number 2. Marquise Easley actually drove his car and hit a residence, a car in a driveway. As you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 27 players have gotten arrested for speeding. Some of them, I will say all of them are warranted. The famous one was Jalen Carter and everything, because one player passed away. And at some point, well, no, you don't, because money's involved now, so it don't matter. But at some point, if I were in that program, when somebody passes away, multiple people pass away, you kind of gotta look at it differently. But this is also it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. I would take away the NIL. I would suspend. I wouldn't give them the car. Well, no, because you got to. Because I don't know what to do here. I don't know how you stop this because you really can't.
I hate to say this, but this is the type of player that you're recruiting. And this is what you're getting. This is as good as it is. This is what you get with certain points at Florida State. This is what you get at certain points with Miami.
Florida.
I mean, Florida. We ain't been this bad. We've been problematic, but y'all. I feel like we're one step down. I'm by no stretch of the imagination. Am I sitting up here saying that the Gators ain't had our fair share of foolishness? But we ain't Free Shoes University. We ain't Miami and Uncle Luke, and we ain't y'all Too Fast, Too Furious. And Kirby, this is becoming your thing. Your internet joke is police versus University of Georgia players. That's an identity. And I think that's the bigger issue is like Florida State, Free Shoes University. That was like their identity, but it wasn't Bobby Bowden's identity. Miami, that was the whole
identity. Free Shoes University is something that came and went. That's something that you hold on to as a Florida fan. Nobody calls Florida State Free Shoes University outside of fans or Miami.
They had a run where they were wilding, like the Sebastian Janikowski time. There was a point where they were out of pocket. And now UGA is, if you get on the internet now, you're going to see a UGA versus police joke. And it's funny. That's too
There's
far.
Another side to that too, though, because there's a lot of people. I won't say what demographic, but by the conversation, you'll know. There's a lot of people that think know a lot of these players are targeted. That doesn't give them an excuse, but it's been well known in Athens that Athens police target Georgia players. They've been doing that since
Clark County. You know
they've been doing that since before Kirby. They did that with Mark Richt.
Right.
Remember we kicked Isaiah Crowell off the team because he had the scratched off serial number and all that stuff?
Let me explain this to you in regular black terms. Being a UGA player, speeding in Clark County is like being black and speeding in Cobb County. We can talk about what's right, but you better make good decisions.
Yeah, and I think when you recruit nationally, a lot of these, you and I know not to do that being from Georgia, but if you're from like Opelika, Florida, where a lot of these players are from, not saying Florida's problematic, but when you're from places where you don't have that interaction with police,
you're not familiar.
Yeah, Florida and Jacksonville, you can speed. I mean, I'm sure they got police and crazy stuff, but it's
Texas.
a different.
I live in Houston, bro. We don't care about none of that.
You go look at that list. Most of them are from Florida and Texas. Not giving them any excuse. There's some Georgia players there too, and I'm not giving Kirby an excuse. But you got to look at it objectively.
You got to get a hold on that because that's becoming your thing. Okay, then don't. The other part is.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you win a championship this year, that they're gonna be right back giving you some new Hellcats.
You're right, but I mean, y'all also had a player die or no?
Player died and a
cheerleader or something.
Manager.
Right. You can't have too many more of those. That
I'm not saying you can, but what got past it though? They won national championship.
You're right.
Now, we honor them and we honor them, but it's not the same.
You're right.
You're right. It's not as visceral now. Unfortunately,
the championship removes the vitriol. You're right. Yeah. I mean, and that's
unfortunately, champions. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm saying that's bad. But what I'm saying is, if you win,
Thank you. It's like, well,
if you win, you win. So
yeah.
Hey man, hey, maybe that's why the Falcons don't ever draft no UGA players, but we're gonna do something this year. The Philadelphia Bulldogs have struck again. BJ Ojulari has signed in a 1 year, $4 million deal with the Philadelphia Eagles after not re-signing with the New York Giants. Where have I heard that before? That makes
Saquon, y'all hiring.
That makes 8. Shout out to Saquon with Jameis too. We're gonna get there. That makes 8. That makes 8 Bulldogs on the
For
roster.
now, you know they're gonna draft another 2.
They are predicted to either get Malachi Starks.
No. I was joking. I was being facetious. I didn't want you to actually. Now, next. Let's talk about AJ.
Williams. They talk about Michael. No, we're not. Don't go to AJ yet. Hold on, or Michael Williams. Shout out to the Giants. If BJ Ojulari gets 8 to 10 sacks and replaces Josh Sweat the way that they hope he will, the Giants will have been insane. And a reason I want to do Jameis next is because at the Super Bowl, Jameis said to Saquon, "Hey, where do you think I should sign next?" And Saquon said, "Hey, I think New York needs a quarterback." Lo and behold, a month and a half later, Jameis Winston signs with the New York Giants. Ain't that funny?
I don't necessarily see it this way. I see it as New York needed some good juju. And there's not one person who brings more positivity and good juju to your team than Jameis Winston. I think that everybody there still gets fired at the end of the season, but the last season clips and I mean, also, it's just unique clips. The last clips you have is, well, I'm gonna feel real bad if Saquon goes. Jameis is going to outclip you out of that. He's going to say enough things that, you know how sometimes you just need some things on your feed to get that out of there. Hey, just quotables and Jameis, and then hopefully people will forget about every terrible decision that we've made. And I think that has to be the only strategy there. Talking about people making.
This is great for Jameis. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That was great for Jameis just because Jameis' personality went crazy at Super Bowl in New Orleans. Jameis in New York, don't let him win some games he's not supposed to. That brand gonna go crazy.
No. Why am I leaving New York? Give him a TV show in New York, right there. He's already there. Don't.
Next, Michael Strahan. Is the writing is right there. He could do it. All right, AJ Brown, no drops all last year.
You Tennessee Titans. Now, as much as we're going to talk about the Giants making poor life decisions, you trading away AJ Brown, him going to the Eagles and winning a Super Bowl and not dropping a ball for the whole in season is unreasonable. It is. And y'all just get to slide under the radar because the Giants are so stupid. See, this is the reason that teams don't want Hard Knocks. Because the Titans are just as dumb. You just don't have a clip.
Traylon Burks has less everything. They drafted the Mayo man. Now their defense is good, but offense, they've sold the offense.
They also... I hate what they did with Rand Carthon. They basically let him fix this whole team, get them a number 1 draft pick, and then, let's fire him now.
Mm-hmm.
But we know how JuJu goes. You're going to pay for that. You shall pay.
You going to pay because you going to get Kirk Cousins in this trade, and we're going to take whatever pick you want to give us.
And this is going to be your...
Oh, Lord.
That's your JuJu right there. That is your JuJu right there.
That's absolutely awful. That hairline is absolutely off.
Where's the hold on. I see a lot of things. I don't see a hairline.
Yeah, you do. It's squeaky.
You the mathematical genius here, bro. I see a lot of things. I don't see not nail line.
You ain't take calculus? That's a parabola. You don't see that? That's a parabola.
Man lined you up with a slope intercept, bro. That's crazy. Y plus mx. What's that? Y plus mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b.
That's it. Hey, you right. We're gonna close the pod just like this.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of episode.
Go back. Yeah, bring it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of episode 183 of the SplashCast. Monday Night Raw. Lord, if we ain't forget anything, take us out.
Unforgettable. You'll never find bloom, a hairline like mine. Oh my God. Number one, more black baseball, not to be confused with more black Beijing. Once again,
more black Beijing. There you go, the title.
Oh my God. Shout out to Drake Baldwin being added to the opening day roster for the Braves. Woo. Yeah, so more black baseball. Number two. Hey, and you know what? Y'all finna make me stop this. I keep telling y'all every week more black cowboys and cowgirls. Y'all in there where them fans at? End it. Throw it back. Be done with it. Be delivered. Give it up. Whatever it is, leave that where it is. Y'all have gone too far.
Why?
So more. I'm tired of it. We saw the girls in the gas station with the cinnamon rolls. I saw people at the church.
Where the snacks at?
Y'all have to let it go. This is the reason we can't have nice things now, is because y'all go too far.
Where the snacks at? Racoonery.
Right. Who family let you do this? And somebody be like, ain't that your cousin? Now you have to avoid them, and you got to act like you didn't see it. So yeah, more black cowboys and cowgirls, but please just do better. Number three, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin went to, your auntie, your uncle went to, all of those people, please send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go to for homecoming, step shows, or just to be around your people, please send some money over there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. All we asking for is $18.68. We may be asking for another $20 though, because we're gonna have to cut this man hair off. He's gonna have to go.
If you cut it off right now, what would it look like? It would just look like a semicolon.
It ain't enough soap in the world to get that Beijing out that skull, boy. This has been an adventure, and this has been fun. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Solid pod tonight, 2 hours and 50 minutes in and out. Y'all be safe. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. Red, you got anything else?
Y'all, I'm on my way there. Just let you know, I'll cut my hair off before I ever Beijing and
Beijing my brain.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's awful. I'll go to Turkey and just get the whole transplant. I wonder how much he spent on Beijing a week. Or is that a one time?
Somebody is shaking in their boot because they don't want to be named as a barber. You did this? Did you use a protractor or a compass?
He told me to do it.
You know, I was about to say his wife probably did this, baby. I'm gonna get you straight. The hell you are.
He confident.
All right. D something. All right, we done here.
Show is produced by Creative Logic Solutions. Whether the project is big or small, let Creative Logic Solutions help bring your vision to life. Catch our latest episodes and stay updated with the world of sports by tuning in to the podcast live on Mondays or catch the re-air on Dive Team Media Network, where you can also check out other Dive Team Media content as well. For collaboration, booking information, or any other inquiries, visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com. Every listen, share, and review is appreciated. Until next time.
Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Here for it.